Hi, Happy New Year.
Happy 2016.
I'm Sari Solden.
I'm Michelle Frank.
And we want to talk to you since you're on our event page. It seems like you're somewhat interested in the event that we're so excited about happening now in this year.
Yeah, amazing.
Better Together Festival. And so we just thought it would be fun staying connected all the way up until the actual festival in May. We want to have conversations, which means casual, means not rehearsed, not perfected. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to talk to each other and to you, hopefully once a week, and read your comments so we can answer back to you as we reflect on the past year and what we've learned and what we're doing personally in our own lives this year and what we wish for you.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's a bit of a personal commitment or goal for 2016 to be more connected, to reach out more, to allow vulnerability and connection as opposed to just going about your day. And it's so easy for all of us to forget to reach out, to let that be the last thing on our to-do list, to make ourselves last, really. And so I think part of what we're doing here is trying to forge more connection with women in the community, with all the great women who will be coming to our events, with other professionals, and in that sense, putting ourselves and all of us first, ahead of the dishes and the organizing piles and all of these things that tend to take up so much of our time, but really don't hold as much weight in the long run.
That's why my theme in my New Year's blog was to start to say yes. You know, we spend so much time as therapists saying no and setting limits and teaching women how to do that, and that's great up to a point. And now at a certain stage in your life you have to learn how to say yes, which means open up, take a leap, get out of your room, which I know many of you are in, which we've been in alone for many years, isolated. Get out of your room after you learn everything you can learn and into your life. Have new experiences. You can. It's really scary, but there's no substitute. Take a small step, whatever that is, in the next couple of weeks, and start to move along in your journey of opening up, letting people in, not passing by people who might be offering that kind of kindness or friendship that you might be blocked off from.
Yeah. You know, nothing truly worth having doesn't include risk of some sort, doesn't include putting yourself out there, doesn't include vulnerability. If you always say stay safe, you don't reap the benefits, you don't truly allow connection. And connection is so important certainly for women, but for all people, for a sense of self, for a sense of well-being. It's one of our hierarchy of needs, psychologically speaking. It's something we need as social beings. So knowledge and information is very important. Certainly our job and finances and taking care of home, so important too. Our physical health, but we often forget about social health and connection.
The connection.
And how that bolsters.
Right. And I think it does take that vulnerability. Like for me, it takes being honest, and that's scary. You almost have to wait till you get a sense of your strengths in order to go that extra step and be vulnerable and put yourself out there. Right. For me, I've learned to say yes to things because that means people have invited me. That doesn't scare me. What scares me is more what I've done with this event is asking people to say yes to us. So it takes risk. Is anybody going to care? Is anybody going to come? Is anybody, think we're worth being with?
Yeah.
So
please come.
Please come, So that's what I've been working on this year. And so wherever you're at in your journey, take that next step and just, it could be a small step.
Ease into it.
Say yes to yourself and to other people and to new experiences.
One of the best things a professor told me was that oftentimes saying no to other people is saying yes to yourself. And so instead of thinking of all of the ways you can say no, think of how you could say yes.
Right, that's a great point, because we always say no, and it's always coming from that negative. And really, every time you're saying no to somebody else's need or someone else's desire for you or how they want you to be, you're actually saying yes to yourself. So if you just turn that around and saying, how can I say yes to myself instead of yes to everybody else's needs, which is such a common women's challenge. So that's why I think it's such a powerful word this year.
Yeah, and how can you take one small step out of that room of comfort and safety? How can you just take one small, dip one toe in the water? You know, it often doesn't need to be the big things. It's the little things.
And as I wrote, you know, not everybody's going to always notice it. You might be internally knowing you're taking a lot of little steps, and nobody might even, you know, they're going to look around and say, oh, you still got the mess around you. You know, they're not going to know that you're really changing. But you know internally what is brave for you. So you be brave, you be bold, whatever that means for you. And why we named our conference Better Together is that truly I've learned that this year, that you know, you can be alone and just try to figure out everything all by yourself. But, you know, being with Dr. Frank this year and doing this festival with my amazing team of other women involved in supporting us, that has been so enriching. And getting all this interest from all of you, because there's so many great people who are actually coming to this festival now. There's a lot of people coming from all over the country and out of the country, and professionals, because we all love to be together, basically. And if you've ever been to an ADA conference, you know what we're talking about. So what we want you to do now, we've gotten this far, is register, but also then to think about the ways we can highlight you at the conference. The talent shows have been so great at the conferences. We, you know, just beginners are great. We want to give you that little extra success and that new experience. So if there's anything that you've always wanted to do, sing, dance, tell a joke, this would be the place to do it.
Read a writing, you know, small piece of writing. You could even be just in a choir of a lot of people. So, you know, no one would really hear you particularly, but you'd be part of the choir. You could share a piece of artwork or piece of writing just that you want to have on display, and it would be anonymous if you chose. Helping out with the day in general, volunteering to meet and greet people. There's so many ways you can be involved, and we want to encourage you to do that and to share your gifts with other people.
So please write in to us on the event webpage. We're going to read what you write, and then if we'll respond to that and those issues and those comments next time that we come back. And one of our goals is to try to do this on a consistent weekly basis. So so have a great new year. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah. We hope to hear from you soon. Take care. Happy New Year.
Bye.